Welcome back, Chonko Comics and Nerd Culture. Small but mighty comic room, as always. Just gonna do a quick update on some things I talked about already, and some a couple other plans that are going in. A few new comics, and I'm going to unpackage something. This is one of these things where it's like it could be totally fine, like something I received from eBay, or it could be like an absolute gong show. So you'll be able to see it with me. Fit check, as always. So, yeah. Let's see. Classic Black Cat 50 cover. The one of the most desirable comic covers of all time. The radium rod. The kid is holding it and it's melting his face and hands away, as you would do in circa 1954 in comic books. You would have faces and hands melting on comic book covers. Yeah, update. I think I'm going to delay the Mark Spears video for now. I have two comics that I'm waiting on. One should be here tomorrow. The other, I'm not sure what's going on. The person printed the label. They're supposed to have sent it, but they haven't yet. And it's kind of one of the couple that I really wanted to show. So might be next week, might be later this week. It'll drop when it drops. I promise. Also noticed in my most recent video, I said cool a lot. Someone commented cool too in the comments, which I don't know if they're making fun of me saying cool all the time, but I'll try to reel that in. The ums and uhs, I don't think that's ever going to be a thing that I ever actually reel in. And yeah, boy, the beard is looking gnarly tonight. Yeah, I'll try to dial that in too for the future. I think tomorrow what I'm going to do instead of the Mark Spears video is a channel I just discovered tonight, a comic book channel called Dope Comics. Mentioned he made a video of the top 15 comics he would save if there were a house fire, related to what's going on, this awful situation in California, and what comic books would you save? Like if you could save only 15. It had me thinking, and I think it's a really, really cool idea. See, I just said cool. I said I wasn't going to do it. What a great idea, I guess is what I should say. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that. And also, I talked about history of comics kind of stuff. We're going to do kind of a deep dive into one specific comic, and it is this comic right here, Crime Suspense Stories number 22. The historical significance of this comic, specifically this cover, and just its kind of impact on comics in general. Going to go through some homages. I've got like 4 or 5 different homages to that cover that we're going to look at. It's if you a lot of you who are familiar with comics, you'll have heard the story already. But we'll go through it, and people who are not familiar with the story, it's pretty interesting. But yeah, stay tuned. So let's get to this package. I think I know what's in it, but it is another one of these. You see, this is something. Sometimes these can be tricky. Like, so it is. I'm going to hold it this way because I did not black out the person's address and everything, and I don't want to embarrass them if this turns out to be dog shit. So this is like a bubble wrap, flexible envelope, and a lot of times what people will do is they'll bend up their kids' like diaper packaging or something and wheel a bunch of tape around it, and that's their packaging. Here you go. I hope it makes it to you, and which is sometimes it's fine, and sometimes it's not. This I don't know how it is. It seems to be, because I think this is multiple comics in here. I'm not sure if this is even reinforced or if there's just multiple comics shoved into this envelope. So we're gonna see together what's actually in this envelope. I don't have the Mike Jones knife in here. It's in the other room, and I forgot. And so I got this little X-Acto that I have in here for when I'm doing other work or something. So just kind of cut away at the paper, cut away at the paper, cut away at the paper. Carefully, carefully, carefully. So as not to cut anything inside, especially if there's just, a bunch of comics, shoved in a fucking Ziploc or something, which happens. And, now it's bent up cardboard. Bent up cardboard with a bunch of eBay tape. So, but also there's like some, I can't really show you, but there's like some, I think it's like road salt or something. It's probably got dropped in the street at some point. There's a lot of cardboard, which is better than a little bit of cardboard. But yeah, you could see, like, kind of like when people do this, it's like, the sides peek out, and that will hit impact and everything. So basically what this is remnants of how people used to package comics and ship them. And this is multiple comics shoved between a couple pieces of cardboard with tape, and it's just like, here you go. I hope it makes it to you. When, there are packages specifically made for mailing media. They call it media, but it's books and comics. They work very well for comics or video games or things like this. But there are people who are stuck in the mindset that they're going to, bend up a bunch of cardboard. And it's like a lot more work to do it this way too. It's like, and it's not really saving money. It's confounding to me. Why not just use the cool Gemini mailer that, and just with some painter's tape, secure the things in place, and send it off in a way where it's going to arrive safely. Like I said in another video, the only packages I've ever received where the comics were damaged inside were packaged in this way. So yeah, and then it's like in, some. Okay, let's see. Just a lot of tape, and taped to this other piece of like trash cardboard that they used. Again, I know once upon a time this was just how people sent stuff. It's just that it exists now. You don't have to do this, and then we'll have more tape to cut away from this little mailer here. Again, you got to kind of carefully cut the tape away, otherwise you're just going to be bending up the comics that are inside, and bent comics makes everyone lose their happy thoughts. Nobody wants that. And then the envelope is sealed. Yeah, it's great too. And it's just like layer after layer after layer after layer, and tape after tape after tape after tape. And I know this makes me sound like a whiny bitch. I know it does. And I can hear the whiny bitch in my voice as I'm doing this. You put too much tape on it. Use the right mailer or whatever. And it's man, but it's like this is part of being a nerd. Like, if you're being a nerd about anything, you're particular. And I think I have this stupid light on. I shouldn't have had that on from the beginning. If when you're nerdy about something specific, this makes you want to have things done right. When it comes to you're particular about condition, and is it in the right packaging, or like even if you're doing, I don't know, whatever your deal is. This is comic books, but anyway, there's a new Venom series, and I didn't get number 1, but this is kind of all of the variants of number 2. This all new Venom. So there is that cover, and this cover, really odd looking Venom. I have not read this yet. I don't know anything about it. It just looked cool. The Marvel Rivals cover. This is kind of the most popular video game on the planet right now. The Rivals video game So this is referencing that. Ooh, kind of cool old Marvel trade dress. The old Craven the Hunter kind of homage. Mr. Fantastic coming out of the grave the way Craven did in the old Spider-Man comics. That's really, really great. And then yeah, kind of more classic looking Venom. Maybe not the big mouth that McFarlane imagined, but yeah, I mean they look to be fine. All the comics look to be fine, undamaged. No, no huge alarm. It's really just the nerd alarm goes off when you see, or when I see just a paper bubble wrap envelope again with your kids bent up Huggies packaging inside, and spooling a bunch of eBay tape all over it. I don't know. Comment below, like if you think that is fine. That look, as long as the books arrive to you undamaged. The only books I've ever received that have been damaged have been packaged in this manner, or worse. I mean, there have been worse. Like when you buy raw Golden Age comics on eBay, you don't know what you're getting. Like I've had it where it's just like paper envelope and like two old like Golden Age Carl Barks Donald Duck comics just shoved in there because you bought it, now fuck you. So yeah, that's really sketchy when you're buying raw Golden Age online. But anyway, last few comics I have here. Got a Harley Quinn 30th anniversary Bruce Timm cover. As I said before, I like Bruce Timm. I think most people who know about Bruce Timm, they like him. A reprint of the Absolute Batman #1. This is a Dragata sketch version variant. I thought this one was amazing. Yeah, really like this one a lot. Then there's something I saw online that I had no idea this existed, but apparently Alex Ross did at least one Life with Archie cover, and it is awesome. So Alex Ross, one of the great artists working in comics right now, did this, but look how creepy it is. Like, look at the creepy faces. Like, look at like Betty and Veronica here and Archie, like the weird, like forced kind of smiles and stuff. This is like, it's it's got like a creepy horror movie vibe to me. It doesn't at first, and then of course Alex Ross's caricatures are always amazing and stuff. So yeah, thought that was a really great one. And then I mentioned this in another video. Like one of the best things I read this past year was a 2023 series called Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, and it is done by a guy, I believe his name's Patrick Horvath. But I was able to get this, which is a variant of Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, signed by Horvath, and it's cool. It's an EC Comics homage. So like EC behind me, people who know comics, they know. I'm sorry, toward the back here. You have these types of comics were the comic company EC. If you remember the Crypt Keeper. But yeah, does this homage to EC Comics, which, if you read Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, is really appropriate. It's super, super weird. It's a story that takes place kind of in a world where it's like all kinds of like fluffy bunnies and teddy bears, almost like a nursery rhyme type world. And this character, this bear, is a serial killer and is killing the other kind of cartoon animals. So yeah, this one I was really kind of happy to get it. It's got the certificate of authenticity on the back and everything. So Yeah, I might get that slab. I don't know. Have to see next time I send some stuff in. So that's kind of it. I was gonna bring Choco the dog on today, but he's sleeping in the other room, and he's got two speeds, man. He's got like either maniac charging me, trying to jump on my head, or like totally passed out. Like in the morning, he's an English bulldog. He will not get up. He like you have to like drag him out of the bed. He does not want to leave the big bed. But really funny. We'll do that. That'll be in something this week. I'll make sure that Chanko starts getting some airtime here. And as I mentioned, I'm gonna do an intro and make these a little more professional looking. I think I limited the number of cools that time, but again, please like, comment, and subscribe if you like what's going on, or even if you don't, help a brother out, man. Or again, even if you hate it, just let me know, and we can have an internet fight. But so yeah, have a great rest of your week. I hope you don't get the Novovirus the way I did, because yeah, that is some exorcist stuff that comes out of you, man. It is serious. So, cheers, fellow nerds.